Hi, I'm Gigi, and this is my story of breaking out of the bowl. What does that mean? Well, first things first, I'm 25, I'm from Mongolia. My real name is Gigi. My friends would describe me as someone who's pretty spontaneous, following where the flow takes her, and always on the move. To paint you a picture, in the last 2 years, I've lived across 4 continents, and in the last year alone, about 10 countries I've traveled to. So I know what you're thinking. She must be another digital nomad. Well, I don't really love that label or the term, and I'll tell you why. Because the real nomads are out there following where the animals take them, looking for food for their goats, sheep, and horses. And these types of nomads still exist today, like back at home in Mongolia. They live by 3 pillars of life, and they're guided by it. One is that they respect and love the land that they depend on. They also pack light, and they have a very flexible, open mind because their world is always in flux. So I like to think that these are the traits that are ingrained in my DNA, having an open mind, being able to adapt to anywhere in the world, and just to keep on swimming. So in Mongolia, where I grew up, I was also changing my environments quite a lot. My parents were divorced, so I was changing my homes on the weekends to the weekdays. And around the age of 13, my mom brought me to San Francisco. There, I was the only person in my class that was from another country, so you could say that I really felt like a fish out of the water. Quickly enough, though, I learned English pretty well, as you can tell, and, and my name became Gigi, and I was trying to fit in and be like the other Americans. But there was this growing tension between my internal world and this external world. I felt like this goldfish that was confined and trapped in this bowl, and I wanted to be somewhere bigger. In life, you need room to grow, so I thought, okay, if your bowl feels too small, then time to change to the bowls. So this took me to some study abroads in Australia, again, another across the ocean destination, and then came the programs in Europe, internships in Africa. After graduation, I started working for a global company, and then my footprint started looking a little like what you'll see, all over the place, back and forth, flying between home, family, new friends. My friends and belongings were scattered all around the world. I was getting experiences that were novel, beautiful, and so formative. But somewhere along the road, my identity and direction in life also started feeling a little scattered. I didn't exactly know who I was and where I belonged. I was seeking these novel peak experiences to make up for the years that I felt so trapped and misunderstood. I was looking outward all the time, immersing and getting lost in people and experiences. I was swimming from one bowl to another, but I realized that they weren't necessarily conducive for me to become my best version. The shapes were just changing, right? Not necessarily the fish inside. So, my favorite author, Henry David Thoreau, in his essay Walden, says this one line: "Direct your eye inward, and you'll find 1,000 regions yet undiscovered. Travel them and become an expert in home cosmography." And it took me a while to understand that going internal did not mean just wrestling with these big abstract concepts and hyper-intellectualizing everything. To be honest, I liked where my mind went, and my thoughts have been my form of escapism from my realities a lot of the time. So I kept coming across this saying that you're not your thoughts, you're not your thoughts. So there was this big question: who am I then if I'm not my thoughts? I've been hearing about meditation for a while, and I needed to find stillness to find out what it was and to find out who I really was beyond the trips and the thoughts I was always going to. I started my journey with Tibetan Buddhist meditation, where you're actively imagining a landscape, a paradise. You can be anywhere you want, the most fabulous destinations with whoever, and the possibilities were endless. The best part was that you didn't have to buy tickets, you didn't have to apply for visas, and you didn't also have to go to the security checks. Yeah, so with that, I was realizing that a home does not also have to exist just outside. It's within. Through meditation, I was creating a home within, creating some stillness. And it also helped break this illusion of loneliness that comes with the perception of the self to be separate from the world, which, if you understand how reality works, you know that's not the case. So, in meditation, you could say that I finally broke the bowl and found myself swimming in an ocean that I'd always intended to. Does this mean that I stopped traveling? No, hell no. If there's one thing you should know, it's ingrained in my DNA as a nomad. I literally had created this video in my Airbnb in Dubai. But with meditation, I created this home within, and they say that seekers who are free within become finders. So if I have one advice for you guys is to get that ticket inwards, pack light. All you need is your imagination and the breath. Go and see what's in there. Thank you.